So, have you guys realized that you have gone through narcissistic abuse and it is very difficult for you to explain? You cannot put into words. You know what it is, you have experience, you have gone through it, but you cannot put it into words. You're finding the best words to explain to people. It's like sometimes you run into your family members, oh, this and this, what is going on? Oh, the man, he did this. Huh? What did you say? It's not possible. So you are having people that don't believe you. Some people, they are thinking you are making up stories. Some people, they say, oh, you are too sensitive. You think too much. That man, as we know him, that woman, as we know her, she was a beautiful soul and everything. And you're struggling to explain these things. You're really, really struggling. You cannot explain it. You know? That is because you can't. Okay, you can't. It is the people that fully have come to that realization, they fully understand narcissistic abuse, that they're able to put it into words. And even the ones that try to put it into words, the first thing they're going to tell you that person is crazy. So I remember for me, many years ago when I woke up, no, I hadn't yet awakened, the first discard. So I was talking to this friend of mine. So we are talking about what happened and everything. And this person told me, the person is crazy. That's all they said. He's crazy. Yes, the woman is crazy. It's not possible. Yeah, it's crazy. So now I'm there. I'm trying to make them understand that this was beyond crazy. It was not about they are crazy. Or, there was something more than crazy, okay? So I'm there trying to explain. No. You guys don't understand. There's a different type of crazy. We're not talking about this crazy where people move around and they are throwing stones up and down. No. It's a different type of crazy. And I'm finding the words to explain. It wasn't possible. That is because there is no proper words to explain. It's going to be difficult. Narcissistic abuse is very hard to explain. It is not something that you explain. It is something you experience. Okay? To fully understand what it is, you have got to go through the experience itself. So you are supposed to be there. So a lot of times when you go through abuse, so sometimes you go to these professionals. I didn't go for help, and you guys already know why I didn't go for help. And the professionals are going to tell you that it's domestic violence. Sometimes you may have a situation at home, you call some people to help you, maybe some more local authorities, they're going to come in the house and they're going to give you recommendations. That's what happened. That's what happened when one time I had a situation and they came in and they gave me some document, what do they call them? Addresses, phone numbers of domestic violence. That's what they gave me. There are some hotlines you can call, domestic violence and everything, and those kind of things. So sometimes you're dealing with people that themselves, they are part of the problem. So you don't really think that you are going to call somebody to help you, and they are going to help you with both hands and both feet when they are part of the problem. It won't happen. So they're going to gaslight you. So is why you hear a lot of times, oh, this man, this horrible man, he did this to his wife and he did this to his kids. But you'll never hear people talking about the man is most likely a narcissist. They will just say he did this or he did this, and and the authorities went to their home and it was domestic violence. So those are the cases you're going to hear. You will never fully understand narcissistic abuse when you haven't been there. The experience is so horrible to the degree that you cannot even explain it to anyone. It is too horrible to the degree you cannot explain it to anyone. That's how horrible it is. So when you have been through abuse and you are like broke away from a narcissist and you went out there to start your healing journey and talk to different people, sometimes support groups or whatever, everybody that you talk with, they are going to say that you're making stories up. They are going to tell you you're making up stories. It's not true. Whatever it is you're talking about is not possible. That kind of problem, those kind of people, we have never had them. We don't even believe they exist. So you're going to look like a fool. Do you know the real reason why many people fail to get justice? They cannot get justice when it's come to abuse. You know, there's nobody to help them. When somebody tries to help them, they are going to think they are just, you guys need to talk. You need to come to an agreement. Sometimes you are going to go to these therapists, and some of them even marriage counselors, and they are going to tell you things like, "Oh, you guys, what you need to do, you need to come to an agreement." So they are going to call you, and then you pay money, and they are going to sit down and they are counseling you, therapies and whatever. And the only thing they are going to hear, like, you guys, you need to work out things, you're going to come to an agreement, and this and this and this. And they are now conditioning you and they are programming you and helping you to stay in abuse. So you go back and the same thing happens and you come back for the sessions. You go back, the same thing happens and you come back for the sessions. Now, what is really happening? You're trapped between the abuser who is abusing you at home and the one who is telling you to maintain the relationship. So you're trapped in abuse, an abusive cycle, because you have got two dysfunctional people. You have got one of them who is helping you, most likely they're part of the problem, and you've got the problem at home. Me, I like saying things as they are, you know. I say it as it is, because I've told you this whole thing, you have to experience it. You cannot explain. I want you guys to tell me, how do you really hope to get help? Proper one. Proper help after abuse. When you're talking to somebody who doesn't understand abuse, how do you really hope in your mind you're going to get help from somebody or someone that has never experienced abuse? What do you really think they're going to tell you? What do you really think they're going to tell you? They're going to start bringing up all these terms. Oh, maybe he's like this, ADHD, and then this, and now they're going to start pumping all your head with a lot of different other terminologies, and now you're going to have to deal with the terminologies instead of dealing with the problem. You're now going to start going through all these terminologies and everything. A person has gone through narcissistic abuse. They are already on the verge of committing suicide. And now you're there telling them, oh, most likely is a malignant one or somatic narcissist. And then it's like this. Now you're starting to explain to them all these types. And now that's what they do. They are gaslighting. And this one happened. And this one this. They have a personality disorder. Now you are with the person. They're on the verge of committing suicide. And you're telling them about personality disorders. I say it as it is. You know. It has always been our inability to express ourselves and to talk about these things that has trapped us in very long cycles of abuse. That's what has been happening. Our inability to express ourselves, because you see, for the longest of time, you've been conditioned to shut up. The black sheep, you can concur with me. You've been told to shut up. Oh, don't ask. Go sit down. Shut up. Go this. Shut up. And the conditioning is very deep to an extent whereby even if you have a real problem, you're afraid to talk about it. So how are you going to go and explain these people? Fully understand what has happened. They're going to think that you're crazy. Ah, no, that one. Sometimes I remember back in those years when I woke up, and I was taking back my power from the narcissistic parent. So the family reached out to me, some of them, not all of them, some, and they told me that I needed to go and get help. You need help. You have to go and get professional help because as we see or as we think, I don't even know what exactly the basis of that statement, but they said you need to go and get help, psychological, I think maybe. So they was recommending me to go see a therapist. And somebody will come and ask me why I'm not talking to my family. Narcissistic abuse is experienced. It is not explained. It doesn't matter what language you want to use, what vocabulary you have in your mind, you cannot explain it. So it is going to be usually the people that have survived. Because you see, a person that has survived has got a different way to explain it properly to you. So if, like, for example, we're talking about the survivors, the thrivers, the ones who was able to get out and do the work, whatever, heal, those people, they can talk to you. But if you're talking about these people who are sitting in their office and they read some books, oh, they read this book, so we understand what is narcissism. It's an NPD. You see them sometime on these interviews, and now they are talking about all these terms and terminologies and everything. No. I'll say it as it is. The people that are holding these interviews get the victims, the real victims, okay? The survivors. They are the ones you should be talking to. Sometimes you're seeing a lot of these interviews. Dr. So, and this one, Dr. this, and Dr. that. Get the victims, the survivors. They are there. There are so many of them online. Get in touch with them, call them, they will give you the real interview. They are going to give you the unfiltered interview. Because you see, the survivor will talk about things unfiltered. They are going to say it as it is. There's a difference between somebody who read it in a book and somebody who survived it. The stories are going to be different. The ones that survived it, they're going to tell you a different story than the ones who read it in a book. Narcissistic abuse and narcissism cannot be explained. It has got to be experienced. Let us know what you think about the video. You guys know I do love and appreciate your support. Please book a session. You may donate or support my channel if you want to. Everything you need, you will find it in the description below. And until then, I'll catch you guys in my next one. There's almost signing out. Much love and blessings. Peace.